Hello everyone, I am the storyteller, and I am here to help you today. I know you use this video to fall asleep, so before that, like the video and subscribe to the channel also. Where are you from and what time are you watching? Now get comfortable and relax.
It was a restless November night in 2024, holed up in my cramped dorm room at Langston University, a mid-sized college in a sleepy Ohio town. I was 20, a computer science major with too much curiosity and not enough sleep, procrastinating a coding project by chasing thrills online. The hum of my laptop fan and the faint bass from my neighbor's speakers were my only company as I downloaded Tor, egged on by Reddit threads about the dark web's hidden corners. I wasn't looking for trouble, just a peek at the forbidden, maybe some hacker forums or weird marketplaces, something to brag about in the dining hall. But when I stumbled into a chat room labeled "Welcome, Guest," everything changed. And what unfolded over the next weeks, pieced together from chat logs, campus records, and my own spiraling panic, turned my screen into a window I can't close, especially when I hear static in the dark. I'd been poking around Tor for an hour, clicking onion links that led to dead ends or sketchy forums selling fake IDs. The dark web wasn't the neon underworld I'd imagined, mostly slow, clunky pages and cryptic posts. Then I found the chat room, buried in a directory labeled "Open Doors." No password, no invite, just a plain interface. Black background, green text, like something from a 90s hacker movie. The user list showed 12 people, handles like Shadewalker, Nullpoint, Echo9, and a message at the top. "Say hello, guest, we're waiting." I lurked, scrolling through the chat, which was oddly quiet, random comments about the game or the rules, nothing I could pin down. My cursor blinked in the input box and on impulse I typed, "Cool setup, what's this place about?" and hit enter, expecting a generic reply or silence. 10 seconds later, a message popped up from Echo9. "Nice to see you, my real name. Langston's chilly tonight, isn't it?" My heart stopped. I'd never shared my name, not on Tor, not anywhere. My VPN was on, my real IP masked, and I'd used a burner email to set up Tor. I stared at the screen, my dorm's fluorescent light buzzing overhead, and checked the user list again. Next to guest, it now read, "My name, Langston, Ohio." My hands shook as I typed, "How do you know my name?" No reply, just a new message from Shadewalker. "Good question. Stick around, you'll learn." I slammed my laptop shut, yanked the power cord, and sat in the dark, breath ragged, telling myself it was a glitch, a lucky guess, maybe a data leak from some old account. The next day, I couldn't focus. My algorithms class blurred into static. My coffee tasted like ash. I reinstalled Tori. On a different browser, checked my laptop for malware, found nothing. Against every instinct, I went back to the chat room that night needing to know how they'd done it. The user list was the same. My name's still there, but now with my dorm's name, Carver Hall. I didn't post, just watched. Nullpoint typed, "He's back. Always come back." Then a private message from Echo9. "Check your window." My dorm was on the 4th floor, blinds shut, but I peeked through a slat. Nothing but the quad's sodium lights and bare trees. My phone buzzed, an unknown number texting a photo. My apartment building, Carver Hall, shot from the parking lot. Time stamped 10 minutes ago. I dropped the phone, locked my door, and unplugged my webcam. A cheap thing I used for Zoom classes, its light mercifully off. I didn't sleep, kept my desk lamp on, Googling how to wipe my digital footprint. I changed passwords, deleted old social media, but the chat room haunted me. I went back the next night, couldn't help it, like picking a scab. The chat was livelier. Users talking about new players, cryptic rules like "don't look," away, or "answer when called." I posted, "Who are you? Why me?" And Echo9 replied, "You opened the door. Now you're in." The user list updated. My name, Langston, Ohio, room 4012. My exact room. I typed, frantic, "Leave me alone." But a new private message from Shadewalker stopped me. A photo of my dorm hallway, the carpet's ugly green pattern unmistakable, taken outside my door. I grabbed a baseball bat, checked the peephole, empty. But my neighbor's music was off, the hall too quiet. I barricaded my door with a chair, didn't leave for 2 days, skipping classes, eating vending machine chips. I had to know more. I went to the campus IT department, showed a vague screenshot of the chat room, asked if they'd had breaches. The tech, a bored grad student, said no, but suggested I'd been doxxed, maybe from a public Wi-Fi slip-up. I knew better. Tor hid my tracks, and I'd never used campus Wi-Fi for this. I checked the library's digital archives, found a 2003 article about a Langston student, Ryan Kessler, who'd gone missing after obsessing over online forums. His roommate said he'd been on the dark web, found a chat room that knew too much, talked about people watching him. Ryan's laptop was found in his dorm. Browser open to a blank page, webcam, light on. No body, no leads, case cold. A grainy photo showed Ryan, lanky, glasses like me, outside Carver Hall, a shadow behind him, blurred but human-shaped. The chat room didn't stop. I went back, using a library computer this time, thinking it was safer. My name was still there. Now, with my class schedule, algorithms, MWF 10 a.m. Messages rolled in. Echo 9, you're learning the rules. Null point, don't run, it's worse. A new photo in private chat. My desk, my actual desk, with my coding textbook open, taken from above, like from my webcam. I'd unplugged it, taped it over, but when I got back to my dorm, the tape was gone. The light flickering green. I smashed the webcam with the textbook, buried it in the trash, but my laptop's fan kicked on. Screen flashing to the chat room, unprompted. We don't need it. I moved to a friend's off-campus apartment, thinking distance would help. It didn't. My phone got texts from random numbers, photos of me in the library, crossing the quad, buying coffee, always from angles I couldn't place. I factory reset my devices, ditched Tor, but the chat room found me. One night, studying at 3 a.m., my new laptop, a loaner from IT, opened a browser to welcome guest. The user list had my friend's address now, 123 Elm Street, apt 2B. Shadewalker posted, "You can't leave the game." I tried to close it, but the keyboard froze and a video feed popped up. My room, live, from a corner I couldn't see, showing me staring at the screen, eyes wide. I unplugged everything, ran to the living room, slept on the couch with a knife. I went to the police, showed them the photos, the chat logs I'd screenshotted. They took a report, said it sounded like a stalker, maybe a hacker, but their tech guy admitted the dark web was out of their league. They patrolled my dorm, found nothing, no cameras, no footprints, just my trashed webcam in the dumpster. I checked campus forums, found a 2010 post from a student claiming a chat room knew their life, sent photos of their room, then vanished after they posted about it. Another, from 2015, mentioned a welcome guest room, users who knew their name, a shadow outside their window. Both students left Langston, no trace online after. Last night it came to a head. I was at the library cramming for a midterm, rain pattering on the windows, the only one left in the study room. My laptop, offline, powered on, browser opening. To the chat room. Echo 9, you're close now. The user list showed my name, Langston Library, room 3C. My webcam light flicked on, though I'd disabled it in the BIOS. I covered it with my hand, heart pounding, and a private message loaded. A photo of me, right then, from the ceiling corner, my hand over the camera, rain reflecting in the window behind. I ran, left my stuff, sprinted through the rain to my friend's place, but my phone buzzed. A video call from an unknown number. I didn't answer, but it connected, showing my dorm room, empty. The chair still against the door, and a shadow moving across the wall. Tall, wrong, like it was waiting. I'm crashing with the professor now, off the grid, no devices, but I hear it, static, like a bad connection, in quiet moments. I found one last clue in the library's archives, a 1999 server log from Langston's old network, mentioning a persistent connection to an unknown IP tied to a student's disappearance. A handwritten note in the file said, "They found the room." It finds them back. I don't know if it's hackers or something worse, something that lives in the code, but it's still out there, waiting. If you're at Langston, if you download Tor and see, welcome, guest, don't type, don't stay, because it knows your name and it's already watching. It was a bitter January night in 2025, hunched over my laptop in a shoebox apartment in Riverton, a fading industrial town where the streetlights flickered and the Wi-Fi was barely better than dial-up. I was 26, a freelance coder scraping by on-gig work, fixing buggy apps and building websites for small businesses to cover rent and ramen. I'd always been a night owl, chasing side hustles in the quiet hours, and that's how I ended up on the dark web, poking through marketplaces for cracked software software to save a few bucks on tools I couldn't afford. I wasn't some black hat hacker, just a guy cutting corners, but when I stumbled on a listing selling personal data with my own address and social security number for $50, my world tilted. What I uncovered over the next weeks, through chat logs, hidden forums, and a package that shouldn't have found me, turned my screen into a trap I can't escape, especially when I hear footsteps outside my door. I'd been messing around on Tor for a while, clicking through onion links to sketchy sites hawking everything from pirated games to fake passports. Most were scams, but I knew how to spot the real ones, or so I thought. That night, I found a marketplace called Shadow Trade, a bare bones page with listings for credit cards, hacked accounts, and data bundles. I scrolled out of boredom, sipping cold coffee, until one listing stopped me dead. Full profile, Riverton, OH, 1324, Maple Saint, Apt 3B, SSN, XX, XXXXX, $50. My address, my social security number. My blood ran cold, my fingers hovering over the keyboard. I double-checked. No way it was a coincidence. Not with my exact apartment number. The seller, Ghostmark, had a rep score of 900 plus, meaning they'd done this a lot. I clicked the listing, saw more. My birth date, my phone number, even my last 3 employers, all for pocket change. I told myself it was a fluke, maybe an old data breach, but my gut screamed otherwise. I'd never shared my SSN online, kept my profiles locked down, used a VPN religiously. I copied the listing's ID, closed Tor, and ran a malware scan. Clean, no keyloggers, no nothing. I couldn't sleep, kept checking my locks, the windows, the street below, empty except for a flickering lamp. The next day, I went back using a fresh Tor circuit and searched Shadow Trade for my name. Nothing new, but Ghostmark had posted another listing. Live tracking. Riverton Target, $100. No address, but a sample image. A blurry photo of my building. Time-stamped yesterday, 2 a.m., my bedroom window lit. I slammed my laptop shut, heart pounding, and yanked the curtains closed, feeling eyes on me even in daylight. I had to know more. I set up a virtual machine, sandboxed, and dove deeper into Shadow Trade's forums, buried behind a paywall I cracked with a stolen crypto wallet. The forum was a hive. Users like Trackhound, Night Eye, Collector7 swapping tips on doxing, tailing, acquisitions. One thread, Riverton Game, had my address pinned, posts detailing my routine. Left for coffee at 8:47 a.m. Blue hoodie. Back at 9:12, carrying groceries. Lights off at 1:03 a.m. My hands shook as I scrolled. They'd been watching me for weeks, maybe months. A user, Collector7, wrote, "He's curious. Good. Makes it fun." I logged off, deleted the VM, but my phone buzzed. An unknown number texting. "Nice setup. Coder. Keep digging." I smashed the phone with a hammer, buried it in the trash, and didn't leave my apartment for 3 days. I couldn't stop, though. I needed to know who they were. Why me? I got a burner laptop from a pawn shop, cash, and went to a coffee shop across town, using their Wi-Fi to avoid my IP. I found Shadow Trade again, deeper now, a hidden sub-forum called The Hunt. My name was everywhere. Screenshots of my LinkedIn, my old Reddit posts, a grainy video of me crossing the street, filmed from a car. Ghostmark posted, "Targets active, bidding open." The bids were climbing, $150, $200, $300, for what, I didn't know, but Night Eye commented, "He'll break soon. They always do." I found a 2023 thread about another target in Riverton, a woman named Sarah Klein, whose data was sold for $40. She'd vanished, her apartment empty, a police report calling it a runaway case. A photo showed her building, 2 blocks from mine. I went to the library, dug through Riverton's public records on a clunky terminal. Sarah's case was bare bones, but I found others, 2019, 2016, 2012, locals gone missing, all linked to online harassment or data leaks. A 2015 police report mentioned a dark website, TradeNet, shut down but suspected in 3 disappearances, users tracking people for sport. Shadow Trade was its successor, I was sure. I checked property records for my building, found it owned by a shell company, no names, but a 2010 tenant list included a Victor Marsh, evicted for suspicious activity. A grainy mugshot from a 2011 arrest showed a thin man, eyes like holes, charged with cyberstalking, released for lack of evidence. His alias Status, ghost mark. Back in my apartment, I fortified. New locks, duct-taped windows, a baseball bat by the door. I stopped coding, stopped answering emails, lived off canned soup and paranoia, but they didn't stop. My mailbox was pried open, my bills shredded, replaced with printouts of shadow trade posts. He's scared. Cute. I installed a cheap doorbell camera, caught nothing but static, but one night it recorded a shadow, human-shaped. Standing at my door, no face, just a hood, gone in a blink. I reported it to the police, showed them the listings, the photos, the forum. They took notes, said they'd escalate to cybercrime, but their tech guy admitted the dark web was a black hole. They patrolled my street, found nothing, just a cigarette butt by my steps, fresh, smelling of cloves. I tried to disappear, deleted my online presence, froze my accounts, planned to move. But last week, it got worse. I was up at 3 a.m., rain. Tapping the windows when my burner phone, a cheap flip phone, no apps, no internet, buzzed with a text, "Look outside." I didn't, kept the lights off, but my doorbell camera app pinged, showing my doorstep, live. There was a package, small, unmarked, sitting in the rain. I waited till dawn, bat in hand, and grabbed it. Inside was a USB drive and a note, handwritten. In block letters, "You shouldn't have looked." I didn't plug it in, took it to the police, who said it was encrypted, untraceable, maybe a taunt. But that night, my laptop, offline, powered down, booted up, screen flashing to a Shadow Trade live feed. My apartment, my living room, me, frozen, staring at the screen, filmed from a corner I couldn't see. I smashed the laptop, moved to a motel, cash only, no ID. I checked the library one last time, found a 2008 article about a Riverton hacker ring, busted but never convicted, tied to TradeNet. Victor Marsh was named, a person of interest, last seen in town in 2014. A forum post from The Hunt, archived on a mirror site, mentioned him. Ghost marks the best. Picks the curious ones. I don't know if it's him, or a network, or something worse. Something that lives in the wires. I'm off the grid now. No devices. Crashing in a friend's basement, but I hear it. Static. Footsteps. My name in the rain. I found one last clue in my motel room. Slipped under the door. A printout of my Shadow Trade listing. Updated. Target. My name. Status. Acquired. If you're in Riverton, if you browse the dark web and see your name, don't click. Don't dig, because they're already at your door and they know you're looking. It was a freezing February night in 2025, the kind where the wind howled through the cracks of my drafty studio apartment in Westfield, a small college town in Indiana. I was 23, a part-time barista and full-time adrenaline junkie, always chasing the next rush, urban exploring, late-night drives, anything to feel alive. My latest obsession was the dark web, not for buying drugs or fake IDs, but for the weird, unfiltered corners of the internet, the stuff nobody talked about in daylight. I'd spent weeks on tour, digging through forums and archives, hunting for something to spike my pulse. That's when I found a video titled Live Feed, 3 a.m., and what unfolded over the next few weeks, through chat logs, old police reports, and my own mounting dread, turned my laptop into something I can't touch, especially when I hear static in the quiet. I was sprawled on my couch, energy drink in hand, Tor running on a burner laptop I'd bought for cash at a pawn shop. I'd learned to be careful. VPN layered, no personal accounts, everything sandboxed. I was browsing a site called Deep Vault, a sketchy archive of videos ranging from grainy UFO clips to banned documentaries. Most were duds, but Live Feed 3 a.m. stood out, posted by a user named No Exit with no description, just a 12-minute runtime and a timestamp from 2023. The thumbnail was black, no preview, but the comments were wild. Don't watch alone. It sees you. My cam turned on. I smirked, figured it was hype to bait clicks and hit play, headphones on, the room lit only by my screen's glow. The video opened on an empty room. Bare walls, scuffed wood floor, a single bulb swinging from the ceiling. It looked like a basement, maybe a storage unit. The kind of place you'd forget existed. The footage was shaky, low res like a cheap security cam. The only sound a faint hum, like electrical interference. I leaned in, waiting for a jump scare or some creepypasta nonsense, but nothing happened. Just the room. Silent. Still. At the 3-minute mark, text faded in. White on black like it was typed live. Why are you still here? My stomach dropped. I hadn't clicked anything, hadn't typed. I paused the video, checked my browser, no pop-ups, no scripts running. I laughed, nervous, told myself it was part of the clip, pre-programmed to freak people out. I hit play, but the text stayed, and new words appeared. My name, Westfield, in. My real name. I'd never shared it, not on tour, not anywhere. I yanked the headphones off, slammed the laptop shut, and unplugged it, my heart hammering. My apartment was dead quiet, just the wind rattling the windows. I checked my phone. No notifications. No hacks, but my reflection in the screen looked wrong. Too pale, too wide-eyed. I told myself it was a prank, maybe a data leak from some old breach, but I'd been obsessive about privacy, used fake names, burner emails. I taped over my laptop's webcam, a habit from years of paranoia, and shoved it under my bed, promising to wipe it tomorrow. But at 3 a.m., I woke to a hum, like static, coming from under the bed. I grabbed a flashlight, pulled the laptop out, powered off, unplugged but warm, like it had been running. I didn't open it, just locked it in a drawer and slept with a knife under my pillow. The next day, I couldn't focus. My shift at the coffee shop was a blur of spilled lattes and jumpy nerves. I scanned my apartment for bugs, checked my router, found nothing. I set up a new virtual machine, fresh Tor install, and went back to Deep Vault, needing to know how they'd done it. The video was still there. Views up to 1,472. New comments. It knew my address. My mic picked up breathing. I didn't watch, just scoured the site's forums. A thread about no exit caught my eye. Users claimed their videos weren't just clips, but feeds, hacking viewers' devices, pulling data in real time. One post, from 2022, said a guy in Ohio watched a no-exit video, found his webcam streaming to a dark website, and vanished a week later. I deleted the VM, wiped the drive, but my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. You like the show? I ditched the phone, bought a burner at a gas station, cash only. I couldn't stop digging, though, like the video had hooked me. At the Westfield Library, I used a public computer to search town records, avoiding my own devices. A 2021 article turned my blood cold. Local student missing, linked to online activity. Ethan Cole, 20, a Langston University kid, disappeared after telling friends about a dark web video that knew him. His laptop was found in his dorm, webcam active, streaming to an unknown server. No body, no suspects, just a police note about Deep Vault, flagged but never traced. Another report from 2018 mentioned a woman, Lila Hart, who'd watched a similar video, heard breathing through her speakers, and moved away after her apartment was broken into, her laptop stolen. Both lived in Westfield like me. I went deeper, found a 2019 forum post on a ClearNet site, archived before it was deleted. A hacker claimed Deep Vault wasn't just an archive, but a trap. Its videos embedding malware that hijacked cams, mics, even offline devices. The post named No Exit. As the admin, a ghost with no trace, linked to missing people in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan. I checked Deep Vault's Onion link again from a library PC and saw my name in the user list. My name, Westfield, apt 3C, my exact apartment. I logged off, heart racing, and noticed the library's webcam, taped over, but the tape was loose, like someone had touched it. I left. Head down, feeling eyes on my back. Back in my apartment, I fortified. New locks, blacked out windows, no internet, but the noises started. Static at night, like a radio between stations, coming from my locked drawer. I opened it once, found the laptop powered on, screen showing live feed. 3 a.m., paused at 3:01, text reading, look behind you. I spun around, bat in hand, nothing, just my empty room, but the air was heavy like someone had just left. I smashed the laptop, dumped it in a river, but my TV flicked on the next night, static, then a faint image of my living room filmed from above, me staring at the screen. I unplugged it, ripped the cords out, but the breathing started, soft, threw my unplugged headphones on the table. I went to the police, showed them screenshots I'd saved on a USB, told them about the video, the texts, Ethan, Lila. They filed. A report said they'd contact cybercrime, but their tech guy admitted Tor was a dead end. They checked my apartment, found no cameras, no bugs, just a faint scratch on my ceiling, like something had been mounted. I moved to a friend's place, no tech, no Wi-Fi, but the dreams came. Me in that empty room, the bulb swinging, no exits. Text, typing my name, a shadow behind me, breathing. I checked the library one last time, found a 2017 police report about a deep vault victim, a guy who'd seen his own feed, heard breathing, then crashed his car, raving about eyes in the screen. A note in the file, handwritten. It's not a video, it's a window. Last night, it broke me. I was at my friend's, studying at 3 a.m., rain drumming the roof, no devices, just a notebook and a pen. The power flickered, and I heard it, static, loud, from the basement. I crept down, flashlight shaking, and saw his old monitor, unplugged, glowing with live feed. 3 a.m. The room was there, empty, but the text typed, my name, you're here. My reflection in the screen wasn't mine. Eyes too wide, mouth smiling, like it wasn't me. I ran, left my stuff, crashed at a motel, cash only, but my burner phone buzzed. A video call I didn't accept. It played anyway, showing my apartment, empty. The ceiling scratched now a hole. A shadow moving inside, breathing loud enough to drown the rain. I'm off the grid now. No devices, hiding in a friend's attic, but I hear it. Static, breathing, my name in the walls. I found one last clue in my notebook. A page I didn't write. No exit, sees you. Don't close your eyes. If you're in Westfield, if you find Deep Vault and see Live Feed, 3 a.m., don't play it. Don't stay, because it's not watching you. It's letting something else through, and it's already in your room. It was a bleak March night in 2025, rain tapping my window in a rundown apartment in Easton, a gritty Pennsylvania town where the steel mills had long gone quiet. I was 24, a graphic design dropout turned gamer, streaming retro shooters, on Twitch to a handful of viewers while scraping by on delivery apps. The dark web was my latest kick, not for drugs or hacks, but for the weird, unfiltered games you couldn't find on Steam, the kind that felt like stepping into a forbidden world. I'd been prowling Tor for weeks, chasing rumors of a scavenger hunt called Find the Key, a game promising thrills and a cryptic prize. When I joined, it seemed like a puzzle for kicks, but what unraveled over the next month through chat logs, police reports, and my own unraveling nerves turned my screen into a leash I can't slip, especially when I hear rain outside my door. I found Find the Key on a Tor forum called Hidden Path, a bare-bones site with threads about urban myths and underground games. The post was simple. Join the hunt, follow the clues, find the key, DM Keymaster to start. I messaged Keymaster, expecting a bot or a troll, but got a reply within minutes. Welcome, player. First clue, visit Onion X7K9s at 1 a.m. I waited till 1 a.m., clicked the link and landed on a black page with green text. Go to the payphone at 3rd and Walnut, 2 a.m. tomorrow. Say, I'm here. Wait for the code. My pulse spiked. 3rd and Walnut was a 10-minute walk, a sketchy corner with a busted streetlight. I laughed, figured it was a role play, maybe a prank, but the thrill hooked me. I set an alarm, grabbed my hoodie, and went. The payphone was ancient, graffiti scratched, the receiver sticky with grime. Rain drizzled, blurring the empty street, and I felt like an idiot, but I said, I'm here, half whispering. Silence, then a voice, low, distorted, like it was underwater, replied, good, code 7429. Next clue, tomorrow. The line went dead. I bolted home, adrenaline buzzing, and entered the code on the game's site. A new message loaded. Clue 2. Leave a red ribbon on the bench in Miller Park by noon. I did it, tied a ribbon from an old Christmas gift, feeling like a spy in a bad movie. The next clue came. Visit Onion PQ3 and 8 at midnight. It led to a photo of my ribbon on the bench, time-stamped an hour after I'd left it, with text, you're fast. Go to the alley behind Gino's Diner, 3 a.m. Look for the mark. The tasks got weirder, darker. One had me dig under a loose brick in an abandoned lot, finding a keychain with a single key, no lock to match. Another sent me to a library library Dropbox, leaving a note that said, "I'm playing." Each clue came with proof. Photos of me at the payphone, tying the ribbon, digging in the dirt, always from angles I couldn't place, like someone was tailing me. The forum buzzed with other players, handles like Shaderun, Lock9, Veil3, posting cryptic updates. Found my key. It's watching. I asked Keymaster who was taking the photos. Got a reply. The game sees all. I told myself it was drones, maybe local players, but my apartment felt smaller, the shadows heavier. By week 2, the tasks turned personal. A clue sent me to my old high school's track, 4 a.m., to find a Polaroid taped to the bleachers, a photo of me streaming, my face lit by my monitor, taken through my window. My stomach churned. My blinds were always shut. I posted in the forum, "How are you doing this?" Lock9 replied, "You signed up, no out." I tried to quit, messaged Keymaster. "I'm done." No reply, but the next day my email pinged. A burner account I'd used for Tor, unlinked to my name. The subject, "You can't leave." Attached was a photo of me at the payphone, rain soap, captioned, "Player, keep going." I deleted it, wiped my browser, but my phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "Check your mail." My mailbox held a key, small and brass, with a note. Clue 7. Use it. No lock in my apartment fit, and the game site showed a new task. Unlock. The box at 5th and Pine, 2 a.m. I didn't go, stayed in, lights off, bat by the door. At 2:03 a.m., my laptop, offline, powered down, booted up, showing a live feed of the corner, a metal box glinting under a streetlight, text overlay. "You missed it." My name. My real name, never shared. I smashed the laptop screen, dumped it in a dumpster, but the game didn't stop. Clues appeared in my life, a keychain on my doorstep, a note in my jacket. Keep playing. My Twitch stream glitched. Comments from Keymaster. "Nice setup, player." I dug deeper, desperate. At Easton's library, I searched public records on a creaky terminal. A 2020 article chilled me. Local man missing after online game. Caleb Dunn, 22, vanished after joining a dark web scavenger hunt, telling friends about clues leading to real-world spots. His phone was found at a payphone, 3rd and Walnut, holding a photo of him digging in a lot, like me. A 2017 report mentioned another, Tara Wells, who'd played a similar game, found Polaroids of herself in her mailbox, then left town. No trace. Both lived in Easton. Both mentioned Hidden Path. I found a 2019 police report. Hidden Path was flagged for cyberstalking. Its admin, Keymaster, untraceable, linked to 5 disappearances. A witness statement said Caleb saw someone following him, always out of sight. I checked Hidden Path's archives using a library PC. My name was in a thread. Player, my name, Easton, active. Posts detailed my life, my stream schedule, my coffee runs, my late-night walks. Veil3 wrote, "He's close to the key." A private message from Keymaster, "Don't stop now." Photo attached. It was me, asleep in my apartment, taken from above my bed. I checked for cameras, found nothing, but my ceiling had a faint crack, like something had been drilled. I moved to a motel, cash only, no ID, but the clues followed. A key taped to my car, a note in my bag. Final task soon. I went to the police, showed them the photos, notes, forum screenshots. They filed a report, said they'd check the forum, but their cyber guy admitted Tor was a maze. They swept my apartment, found no cameras, just a loose ceiling tile, dust disturbed. I stayed offline, ditched my phone, but my dreams were the game, me at payphones, digging, a shadow behind me, holding a key. I checked the library again, found a 2015 hacker bust in Easton, a group running Path game, a Hidden Path precursor, shut down but never convicted. One name stood out, Victor Klein, alias Keymaster, last seen in 2018, thin, bearded, eyes like he knew you. A forum post called him The Lock, said he picked players who looked for doors. Last night, it broke me. I was at the motel. 3 a.m., rain pounding, no devices, just a notebook for sanity. My door rattled, soft, like a knock, but wrong. I checked the peephole. Nobody, but a note slid under. Final clue. Find the key in your room. I tore the place apart, found a brass key under the mattress identical to the others, with a Polaroid, me, in the motel, writing in my notebook, taken from the ceiling vent. I ran, left everything, crashed in a friend's garage, but my burner phone, offline, no SIM, buzzed. A text, "You're so close." The garage's old radio crackled, static, then a voice, low, distorted. "Find the key." I smashed it, but the rain outside sounded like footsteps, circling, waiting. I'm hiding now. No tech, no name, squatting in an abandoned house. I found one last clue in my pocket. A hidden path printout, not mine, listing me, player, my name. Status, locked. If you're in Easton, if you find the key on Tor, don't join. Don't follow the clues, because the game doesn't end and it's already found you.